been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to, step to, step to, step to, step to. Hello and welcome to T-Shirt Joe's Fast Custom Podcast, sponsored by DWN Productions here at BOYGOB.com or the YouTube page. That's Fast Custom Shirts for all your T-shirt needs. You need T-shirts and you need them fast? Hell, even if you need them custom, Fast Custom Shirts. DWNProductions.net, masks, bust, props, custom work, all that good stuff. If you want something custom made, hit me up and maybe, just maybe, I can custom make it for you. Joe, it's been a while, as you were singing
Been a
earlier.
while since I could hold my head up high. Man, those guys sucked. Yeah, it's been a
Oh,
bit, Tom. You've been traveling. I've been traveling. We both had adventures while we're on the road. So this isn't even going to be like a movie discussion, although we will get to that. This is more like a travel log, as they would say. You know, we're recounting our adventures on the road, like Jack Kerouac, like Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah, all those fucks.
well, yeah. I don't think it's been 2 weeks, but it
Close.
feels like we've never done this before.
Yeah, I almost
Uh,
got to get a beer, but I remembered last minute.
so yeah, you went to old Pittsburgh and did some horror realm in 2024.
I did. Once again, thanks to my buddy Rich, who puts on the show, for hosting Lisa and I. You know, he picks us up from the airport. We hang out with him for a little bit. He took us out to some breweries. Pittsburgh finally got to with the times and opened up a few breweries. Uh,
That's got to be hard with how the system they sell beer in.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking. I didn't even think about that shit. That's what we have Rolling Rock in Latrobe.
Yeah. So no, these guys make their own beer so they can sell their own beer. Because I bought a 6-pack on the way out of one of them that was pretty good. Uh,
What was it?
I don't even remember what it was called, but it was tasty, Tom. It was tasty. I didn't even finish them all. So, Rich, I know you don't listen, but I hope you're enjoying those beers, not letting them go to waste out there, because that'd be wasteful. So yeah, I did that. You know, went and helped Rich put things together. You know, I'm really not even doing shit because the hotel people do all that. You know, they just direct them, and I just kind of help direct them. And it's not like a bunch of Hispanics work in the hotel in Pittsburgh there. So
Yeah, you were the only one.
I'm telling these white people what to do, But in Pittsburgh, so I got asked a lot, man. It must be pretty bad down there with the border crisis and all. This is no shit. I got asked this like 4 times, and it's like their impression is, I guess, what they see in the news. You know how the media will focus on like a little encampment of maybe 14 people, kind of do a little movie magic and make it look like it's 28 or something. But no, they're not running through the streets over here. For those of you that are just,
Well, I mean, they are.
yeah, but they ain't causing nobody no problems. It's fuck it. That's
Some of them.
yeah. We'll get to the. Oh no, I didn't finish watching that Italian movie. But yeah, so I got asked that a few times. Show time comes around, and it was good, man. It was the busiest horror realm has ever been. So it was good to me. Talked to Jamie and God damn, I always forget his name. Chris. Yeah, Jamie and Chris, or Christopher, if he wants to be fancy, that were working the Severin table. Got to talk to a lot of people out there, and picked up a few Severin movies. They had a Mario Bava movie, but I didn't pick it up, Tom. I thought maybe I should continue this Bava thing. And then I thought, nah, fuck him.
That was my favorite new segment.
Well, I
What
still
the
got
fuck?
five, you
I
know.
love Joe Hates Wops. That shit's great.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it was going cool until Friday night. Lisa gets an alert on her phone because we're fancy, man. We're fancy. We've got a
I forgot all about this.
we've got a smart water meter, Tom, and it smartly alerted us, hey, you've had a continuous leak for the past 28 hours. Instead of telling us, water's been running for 10 hours or so, it waits till exactly 28 hours to tell us. So luckily, we have a good neighbor. He got in here, turned off the water at the main valve, and told me, hey, it's all around your water heater. And it's like, okay, well, you got that off. It's like, how bad is it? He goes, it looks like it was flowing backwards. So when he goes to the bedroom, your bedroom's pretty fucking wet. It's like you can hear like little splashes when you're walking in there. I'm like, oh shit. All right, nothing I can do about it. I'm in Pittsburgh. Let's have a good time. We did. We had a great time. And so once we're flying back, though, it's on my mind. Like what's fucked up, what's bad about it. And I've never done anything with a water heater before, so I don't know anything about it.
Did the bottom blow out?
Oh, no,
Okay, sorry.
it didn't.
No, okay.
But it turns out that there's two valves in a house, Tom. There's one for water there that's supposed to turn off the main water. There's one outside that I'm not even counting, but there's also one for the water heater. That you could turn it off, and that's what a line goes for hot water. Or
The one
something.
outside should have cut off all the water, though, except for what was left in the tank.
Yeah, he didn't do the one in the water and outside. He did the one.
Well, that's the only one to do.
Yeah, well, okay, but it was still like a little stream, like not enough to where you're gonna see it just flowing out, but enough to where it's gonna keep flowing back into the bedroom.
All right, let me stop you there before I forget about this shit. Anybody listening who doesn't know shit about like home maintenance or any of that shit, if you have a problem with your water and something's leaking, first, as soon as you hear this, pause it and then come back and find out where you turn off your water at. It'll be like a weird rectangle-ish, black probably, plastic cap, and you lift it up and there's some PVC pipe with a gauge on it, and it's gonna have like it's a circle dial type thing with a rectangle on it. Depending how tight it is, you might need a special tool, but they're not that expensive. And turn that motherfucker off and then find out what's causing the problem. If the fucking whatever pipe that is has a valve on it, doesn't matter. It's broken. The shit's fucking faulty. You got to turn it off outside at the main thing so none of the water actually comes into your pipe. So 100%, if you have a plumbing problem and shit's leaking, turn that shit off and then figure it out. Thank you.
So Tom wasn't here to talk to me like a prick, like he just talked to you guys. But so I did some research and on the YouTube, like people always do, because I want to save a buck, and if it's something I can fix myself, I will. I was like, oh well, it's sleeping right here where the pressure valve is, and they said, well, that's the most common leak. You just buy this part, you replace it. I went and got that part, replaced it. Nah, it's still leaking. Fuck. Okay. Called the plumber. And, the plumber comes and looks at it and he's like, man, this is an old one. They don't even make them this color anymore. All of the new ones are gray. All the ones have been gray for like years. Ours is an old white one.
But you said it's a smart heater. Isn't that like a new technology?
No. That's the valve for outside. The city put that shit in just so they could get a reading on everybody's shit. Okay, the water heater was old as fuck.
Okay.
And I even tried to drain it, you know, because there's a little valve at the bottom that you can, you know, hook up a water hose and it's supposed to drain. But if your water heater is very old and you've never drained it, there's a shitload of sediment at the bottom of your water heater that's not going to allow water to drain out. So I had that issue, but you know, they said, yeah, you need a new one. These are plumbers we've used for a while, so they weren't fucking with us. So what's that going to cost?
And we're frozen. Terrific.
You going to edit out the whole show?
Yeah, I am now after whatever the fuck that is happened.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a new water heater, and since we got back, I'd spent time. Oh wow, you look like you're in the Matrix there.
Is it back any better?
You're all wobbly and stuff, but
How about now?
you cleared up.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I don't think people want to listen to my fucking plumbing problems anyway. But luckily, I didn't lose a whole lot of books this time because the shelving that I got for the last time was real fucking thick at the bottom, and it didn't absorb all the water like last time where I had to throw a shitload of books. Just some books I just happened to have on the side that I thought, I'm going to sell these because they suck. And those were Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks books that now that I've reread a lot of that, I don't give a fuck and wanted to sell it. But hey, they went in the trash because they were waterlogged and damaged. But,
because they were Spider-Man.
Yeah.
At least they were useful for something. Soaked up some of that water.
Yeah, just not a fun time. It ate up any profit I made out at Horror Realm, so I'm back to square one, this week. But hey, that's fucking small business for you, and that's life, man. Life is just gonna keep kicking your ass.
We'll get to that, but before we do, what kind of fun and shenanigans did you guys get into at the show? Did anything worth a fuck happen that would give someone a giggle?
Nah, nothing real notable this time. And even Saturday, Lisa and I went to bed early. We fucking went back to the room at 11 and just fucking conked out because I mean, we drank heavily the 2 days before that. So I guess 3 days in a row, I'm an old man now, Tom. And I can't do that kind of thing anymore. So I needed a day of rest, which was good because usually on Monday on the flight home, I'm feeling like dog shit, like about to die. Like my heart is racing and everything. This time, nope. All I needed was that one day to give myself a rest. So I'm going to keep that in mind for future treks on the road like this. Future Star Treks.
Excursions.
Yeah, I can't think of like anything crazy that's happened like has happened in the past. It was, just a good time seeing folks that hadn't seen in quite a while, just whenever we go up there, Good time. And thanks to everybody that came to the table and helped me out with my plumbing issues when I got home.
Well, it's all worked out now.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, usually on that stuff, it's the bottoms that blow out. So you have like all the water that was in the top of the fucking tank all just rushing out the bottom. It's not like it could be a sweet leak where there's like a crack in the top and a couple gallons just came out. But besides that, you're good.
Yeah,
it's always the fucking bottom.
So like at the bottom of the water heaters, and our other one didn't have this, they put this little pan that you're supposed to see like when water's going in it, but that thing's like this fucking thick. So what the fuck does that do?
Yeah, it's just stuff you don't think about that, being a homeowner, you gotta fucking take care of and look at and shit, like your air filters and all that.
Oh,
it's been old man talk.
Oh, he's back now. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Not doing. I think your internet, like, because you hadn't used it in so long, it's probably like just kind of revving up and getting ready. You know.
This is fucking bullshit. Like that shit happened a lot. It's on fucking 5G still. Fuck everything, Joe.
Yeah.
Speaking of fuck everything, I took a little excursion myself there to old STL as they call it. Good old St. Louis. Meet me in St. Louis, they used to say, Joe. It was popular. It was a popular place for people meeting.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I went there and I had a meeting, me and some other people, a few thousand other people. I don't know. Joe, I went to old Transworld. As I've been saying, not as erotic as it sounds, but this is like an anal Halloween trade show. Is it? We'll get to that. And so this has been going on since like the fucking 60s, I guess. This is supposed to be like the biggest Halloween show on earth. And
The
if
premiere
you're in,
show.
excuse me,
The premiere show.
here you go. If you want to sound fancy about it. And so, hey, if you're making shit, this is the place you gotta be. Okay, so for years and years and years at conventions and shit, always, always, I have at least one person come up to me, man, you gotta go to Transworld. You get so many orders. Your shit's great. There's nothing like this there. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So finally this year, it was like late in the summer that I booked it or whatever. It was like time to shit or get off the pot. So I took a shit, Joe. You know, it's a double-sided thing. So I wanted to make more stuff for the show, but I was able to get work in. So it's just like, well, you know, you gotta make money and shit now. So it would have been nice if I had a couple more pieces because I pretty much just brought one of everything, maybe a couple paint variants of stuff that I would be like, yeah, this would probably be good for a haunted house. I don't think a vigilante mask would be the one to bring to this. So you know, I had my shit, made some UV stuff. I'm like, yeah, haunted house people, they'll love this shit. I mean, I really don't because I don't go to roller rinks and shit, but you know, they got those houses with the black lights in them, whatever. So, you know, I think I make a pretty cool, some cool looking one of everything. One. So load up the old car. What is it? 2 days before the show starts, takes about 14 hours to get to St. Louis. I figure I'll stop off an hour before. So you know, hotel will be a little bit cheaper since we're not downtown. Get something to eat, run to a dispensary, get what we need, do all that shit. So we pull into a town, head up to the Holiday Inn because you know I'm a fan of those Holiday Inns, Joe. So, oh, we're all booked up.
Hmm.
What? So it's a fucking Tuesday night. This shit's ridiculous. So we're sitting in the car trying to find another place. Like these other Holiday Inns are like 40 minutes, 40 minutes. It's like, I don't want to go closer to the fucking city. The point of this is to save a few fucking bucks because we're going to be staying in the city and that's going to be expensive as shit. So we find a place and they have one room left. I said, Lori, I don't want to get out of the car. Just jump out, run in there and ask them. They come out and she comes out and says, I have one room left. And as she's doing that, another dude's walking in. So I hurry up and jump out of the car and I hear, hey, is there any rooms? Oh, yeah, but someone was just in here asking about it. So just hold on. And it's like, oh, my wife is just in here asking about a room. Sorry, dude. So we got the room. I think it was a Hampton Inn and Suites, you know, like the same kind of level as a Holiday Inn or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And uh, she's like, all right, yeah, we have one room left, and it's going to be $209. Nothing special about it. It's just because it's the last room, and that's what the fuck you're gonna pay, you some bitch.
Yep.
So that sucked. So then we went and we got our stuff, got some White Castle, had diarrhea all night, and headed out to good old STL. So it takes about an hour to get there. Luckily, the convention center was like on our right, and that was the side that you had to turn in on to unload and everything. So that worked out nicely. But then we're like sitting in a line for 20 minutes. And I'm just like, well, people are going. What the fuck? I'm getting aggravated because I've never been here. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, motherfuck. I'm just getting slowly madder and fucking madder because all these cars and semi trucks and U-Hauls are just fucking all cluttering this shit. It is, it's not a well organized fucking like a thing like in Houston at the George R. Brown. It's like all fenced in and they have all these different loading docks and there's people as soon as you enter telling you what to do, where to go, do this. So it's like fucking great. Nobody from the show out there. Hey, hopefully you read this fucking long ass packet and shit with all this fucking nonsense. It probably doesn't apply to you. So like I drove through what they have these two parking lots next to each other. So I go to they're very tight too, especially with all these people trying to go through. It was fucked. So I'm trying to navigate and explore through this tiny ass fucking parking lot, having to like back up and do all that shit. So we park, pay for that shit, go find the fucking wherever we register at. Fuck. Forgot to tell Lori to get her ID. Lori, probably gonna need your ID. I'm gonna stand in line. Line was pretty fucking long. They only had one person working the, hey, exhibitors, pick your stuff up here. World's largest Halloween trade show. Frightmare at least has two people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, all right, it is what it is. Nothing I could fucking do about it. So then Lori comes back and we get our stuff. And then we're just walking back. I'm just like, fuck, gotta do all this shit. This shit's huge. Doing all this shit. And then fucking Lori's getting mad. She's like, I don't want to fucking do this shit. I was like, what? You want to send, I'm going to send you fucking home back on a plane? Like, I just snapped because I was so fucking pissed off with dealing with all that shit. So
Right.
sorry for that, but
Mm.
definitely the wrong. I didn't want to do the shit either. Like, what the fuck could I say? It sucks. I understand. I'm sorry. I love you. Now, fuck, send you the fuck back home on a plane. Yeah, so sorry. Love you. And then, after we loaded everything out, we were fine. We gotten our hotel. Oh, dude. Okay. We did the hotel thing. They're just like, oh yeah, you could park right out in front of the hotel for free. So there's all these, hey, you can't park here, you fuck, order a city. So I walked back in there and there's the first lady who we checked in with. She was just on the phone reading the lines. They tell you everything she says every single day to everybody per check. Here's your things. So I was like, wow, that was the most fucked off check-in I've ever had, whatever. So I went back in, and luckily she was on the phone, not giving a fuck. So I asked the other lady to clarify about the parking. She was like, "Oh yeah, normally you can park there, but the city rented those out for the events. Park in this lot because it's watched 24 hours or whatever." I'm just like, okay, I'm like in the one next to it. Is that the same thing? They're like right next to each other. There's a 2-lane street separating them. So, oh no. So I fucking leave there. Lori finds a spot I could park in the safe one. So we're unloading our shit. I got like water and pop and snacks on the dolly that I'm fucking rolling in. Fucking 6-pack of beer. The fucking rings separate. Couple fall and fuck. So fucking Lori puts one to the side, and then I'm just like, fuck it, give me that one. And I just crack it open and chug it. I didn't give a fuck. We were downtown. Luckily, learned earlier that St. Louis, you could walk around downtown with a beer because it's a shitty city. But I was just like, chug it. And then fucking she's like, you want to drink that other one or just leave it for a hobo? I was just like, fucking just, no, give me it. I'll drink it. And I shit you not, Joe. As soon as I picked this fucking beer up with a little fucking hole in it with beer shooting out with my thumb over it, a hobo magically appears and said, hey man, can I get a beer? Sure, bud. Here you go. But it's got a hole in it, so you gotta drink it fast. Oh, thank you. I get another. Nope. Got any change? No. So then he proceeded to walk into the hotel and just start asking the fucking people staying there for money and shit. And that was a reoccurring thing. I think this section has a crazy homeless problem, Joe.
Sounds like.
At one time, like I'm sure a legally mentally ill lady walked into like the restaurant bar area. You got a bus ticket? It was the damnedest shit I've ever fucking seen. The bartenders yelling, the hotel manager comes out. It was fucking wild. Like, there's a problem. Like, there's a mental health, homeless problem, all that shit for sure. But St. Louis is a fucking shithole. We load everything. Everything's good. It's the day before the show. So we say, all right, let's have some of this St. Louis food. Everybody says, oh, you go to St. Louis, you got to get that Emo's pizza. That's what they're known for, that Emo's pizza. They got that Provel cheese, whatever the fuck that is. It's probably like pig milk or some shit. And it was hot fucking garbage, Joe. You'd love it because it's like a Tostitos pizza.
Hmm.
It's like cracker fucking bullshit. The pizza sauce was not the most red pizza sauce I've ever seen. It was hot fucking garbage, but I was hungry as shit. So I ate about half of that thing. And they had toasted raviolis, which is like the second biggest thing that St. Louis is known for. It's fucking awful. The marinara sauce tastes like soup. It was fucked. And I proceeded to have diarrhea for the rest of the night, Joe. I had diarrhea so bad into the wee hours of the morning when I was waking up. I was waking up at night going, ooh, and I had to run to the bathroom. It was so bad I wore pants to the convention that day. Because you know me, like I usually wear shorts. That's what I do. But if you shit yourself, people are going to know if you're wearing shorts. I said, play it safe, dog. Wear pants just in case you have to casually walk away from here
And
unannounced.
with an extra pair of pants, right?
Yes.
Took some yeah.
Oh no, I would have to walk all the way to the hotel room. I'll give him my leg a couple shakes a few times. But yeah, didn't drink, didn't do except that one in the parking lot, of course.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it was just their shitty, terrible food. First day, talked to a couple people, seen a couple independent masked dudes. I would say what do they call them? I don't know if contemporaries isn't the right word. But like people who are like the same as you doing the shit you're doing. I don't know. There's a fucking word for it. You should know it because you read books and shit. But
Colleague.
you're just colleague. No, because we don't work together.
Not contemporary. It'll come to me.
So me and my it'll comes, I was just talking to them and again, I don't know if bittersweet is the thing to say because I mean some of us were like doing it the same time, some of us a little less, some of us a little more. And I'm not going to say names or bring anybody's names up cuz I'm sure they don't want people hearing this. So I'm not even going to bring up like, "Hey, check these people out." Everybody I talked to there, good to meet you. So yeah, it was just like, yeah, dude, I just work so fucking much thinking shit's gonna, fucking something's gonna happen. And it's just like you reach a level and then you just kind of fucking plateau and you're just busting your ass and busting your ass. And it's like, it's kind of disheartening, like, this is as good as it's gonna get. Which I mean, could be doing worse for a living.
Yeah.
Don't make a whole shit lot, but right now, I make enough to get by. But it's just kind of, yeah, you're gonna have to keep working, you fuck. So just hearing that from everybody and that it was just like, man, you know what I'm not gonna do anymore? Work as much as I'm gonna do. Fuck that. Like, if this is it, then all right, now's the time to fucking relax and enjoy shit, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've been
So,
for a while. I mean, because yeah, I used to work like fucking nonstop in the shop until I was too tired, and start when I started fucking things up. That was time for it to stop. Okay, now it's time to go home, and then get up and go straight back. But yeah, you just realize, well, fuck, I'm not making any more money by busting my ass like this. The money's the same, so I don't know. You do
you
well,
know
and
what?
you've got some steady clientele, which I'm sure you're thankful for. Same
For
here,
sure.
and you bust your ass on their jobs for sure. Just get it done, get it out. Get paid. Hopefully.
Hopefully. For the most part, everybody's been pretty good.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it was, hey, a lot of us look alike too. Long haired white dudes in hats with beards and shit. So that was funny. But yeah, where was I at? Thursday? Yeah, so we're doing Thursday and nothing's really happening. Those orders are not flowing in, Joe. This is not the land of milk and honey. I was led to believe it was.
Hmm.
So I don't know, about 3 hours or so in. Man, fuck. All right. It's only the first day. Relax. It's time for you to start to get some of those $10 beers in you.
But hold on a second. So the show started Thursday, right, or Friday?
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. What was the crowd like? What were the numbers roughly? Like, was it steady amount of people or?
It was a big fucking place, and with us being, I mean, us, the people I was around, being new vendors and I guess registering late or whatever, that whole thing. because like at the end of the show they say, hey, give us $500 for a down payment for next year, and when you do that they say, hey, where would you like to be, more of, giving you free range, so everybody who did this shit, they got the better spots, which I understand. I'm not a
Right.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So like we were down by like all the like I guess family friendly stuff blending into the Christmas stuff, because there was like a whole section of just Christmas stuff,
I saw
which
that
was
pictures on that, and I thought that was a little bit,
weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
Halloween.
Like
The
yep. But that was like an aisle and a half over. So if you know anything about conventions, that's pretty fucking close to be like right by the Christmas show. Okay.
were they playing Christmas music?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, they were.
Fuck.
Like it was faint because it was loud. Everybody was making noise and you got all the Halloween sounds and shit.
Hmm?
But yeah, if you were listening for it, you'd hear that shit for sure. You'd be like, well, this is kind of fucked. And I'm not like, this is also kind of fucked. I don't wanna, I don't want this to come off wrong, because Lori and I both spent money at these vendors. But again, I want to preface this not talking shit, okay? Oh, they got the guys selling horror shirts, and then they got the guys selling posters and, like their fucking things like that, and patches and stickers. So this isn't a trade show. This is just like a big convention without celebrities. Okay. So, I kind of got into that mindset like, all right, this okay. So Saturday, I forgot what the fuck happened Friday. It was probably more fucking no. I can't remember. So the days are gonna blend together. But a lady came up to me and she was just, hey, I want to buy this. I'm just like, all right, well, I'm taking orders. And she looked at me, he's like, what are you, fucking retarded? And I said, oh, well, most people here, they sell this stuff, and then they put a sold tag on it, and they just give it at the end of the show. I was just like, oh, I just kind of came here to take orders, and I was going to use these as the paint masters for the orders so I can make sure I make it look like what you saw at the show and all that. She was just like, okay, well, I'll come back. And when you change your mind, I'll get it. And I'll be like, okay, I'll save it for you if I do. But I mean, this was kind of my plan. That got changed rather quickly there, Joe. Soon as they walked away, I was like, why the fuck didn't I just sell them the goddamn mask?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, Saturday I was just like, all right, selling shit and putting tags on it. And that's what my buddy said too when he came over. I guess was a dude I haven't seen since college, so that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
And he was just like, yeah, dude, just sell the fucking shit and put a sold thing on it. Here's some sold tags, so you have them. And that's just like bait for people to
Yeah.
see that, so they'll buy the shit, which
Like,
is fucked.
no, it's an old thing, man. Like you never see a beggar on the street with like an empty pan. You always have some change and a single dollar in there to let people know, hey, other people are giving, you can too.
Yeah, I'm already weird with charging people for my art and the price that I should charge.
Mm,
So I don't know, it just feels weird to me. It's like carny shit, even though it's a haunted house convention and that is carny shit. Uh,
definitely.
I don't know. I can't say I wish because then I'll get wish mastered. But if I was able to have somebody like handle all the orders and all the money shit, I would have a few more dollars there, Joe. Because like a few times I heard this weekend, which I hear often, it's like you're not charging enough.
Yeah.
It's like I appreciate it for sure, but
But that's also a hard thing to do. I mean, I'm the same way. People tell me that with my metal art all the time. You're not charging enough. Hey, people aren't buying it already. If I'm gonna charge more and fucking feel even worse.
yeah, it's weird because it's just like if I charge more, will people think, oh, he's charging more? It's awesome now. Like
Right.
it's the same shit.
Hmm.
It's weird. I don't know. It's fucking weird there, Joe. So what else happened? I will give a shout out to Paul and Phobia Haunted Houses though, because they're fucking awesome and dudes helped me out through my whole fucking career. So if you're in Houston and you're looking for a haunted house, fucking Phobia Haunted House or fuck you. He came by, so it was always cool to see him and the crew. So that was cool. And yeah, I sold some stuff, you know. I didn't expect to sell anything. So that was nice. But yeah, it covered some of the expenses for the weekend. Not all of them. Definitely not that $500 that I dropped to do it next year because this was really a learning experience and seeing what people were buying and what they weren't. Now I got like a whole year to get shit out and refuculate how I'm gonna do the booth and all that kind of shit and the paint jobs. Like it's fucking weird, dude. Always this shit happens. Different artists, different styles. You know what's up. Like everybody was coming up. Oh man, this is so different and so unique. It's fucking this is great. And you're not buying it. What does it fucking matter? Like I appreciate it. Thank you, but I don't know how much different and great shit I'm gonna do. It's probably just gonna be like, oh yeah, there's that paint job. Now let's rub some fucking brown and black on it and make it look like you pulled it out of a fucking dumpster because you're in a haunted house. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Or I won't. No, that's probably what's gonna happen. I'm not going to, and I'm still gonna do my shit. For being honest here, I may bring a couple fucking pieces of shit that are gonna sell quick as fuck. And then just have my dope looking shit that's just gonna sit there and look fucking awesome. But
So I had some friends that set up there a couple of years back. People that we see. I won't call them out. That did it either last year or the year before. And like you, like I was like, you set up there? Or it's like you don't really sell haunter stuff. And it was I didn't know that it was open to just regular vendors. It's like that seems strange to me. I know they got a big place, but and big, they got to fill every nook and cranny and get as much money as they can. But still, yeah, both of those people told me they took a pounding, didn't really fucking sell enough, and that it sucked for them. At least making money wise, it sucked. But you had a double agenda. You were hoping to make contacts, talk with other people in the industry. Maybe they would buy your shit down the line. Did you get anybody like showing an interest, taking your card, your flyers, and all that?
yeah, the first 2 days, not really. So it was just like, fuck, what am I doing? God damn it. Because I thought, this is a business thing. If this is your business, you're going to be here Thursday, first day. Excuse me. But again, it's a big fucking place with a lot of shit to see. If you want to see a video, go on the YouTube page. I think it's under the live section of the BOYGOB channel. I did like a 20-minute walkthrough of shit. So if you want to see that, you can see how close I was to the Christmas shit.
I watched about 4 minutes of it.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, the contacts and shit. I mean, yeah, there were people from like different haunted houses who liked this stuff and they would take the flyers or whatever the fuck. So we'll see. There was a representative, like a person this person hired to go around to booth, shilling people their line. And it was somebody from I'm not gonna say who, but like the one of the big mass produced fucking mass companies who sell shit to, your favorite Halloween stores and all that.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh man, who does your production runs? I was like, I do. Oh, well, we do this and this for this and this. I'm just like, yeah, but you do that and the paint jobs are kind of garbage and they're just rushed out. And, this is more of my art. And, I appreciate you stopping by, but it's like, all right, well, what about this? What if we say, because, you got some unique stuff here. You don't see this. And what if we take one of your masks and put it in our line? And then, we'll give you 5% of what we sell. You want to fuck my butt too?
All right.
5%? What? No. He's like, all right. Well, let me take some of your flyers and I'll write your name down on them. And, I'll hand them to the people over there at the booth. And, here's my card. There's their card. You should really go over and yeah, because that's what I want to do. If they look at the flyer and they like the shit and send me an email, my email's right on there. I'll be like, you could pay me to sculpt something for you, flat rate, and then you take it and do whatever the fuck you want. Like my shit, anybody's shit going mass produced like that, it's not gonna
Right.
it's gonna look how it's gonna look. Like growing up in fucking, comic books like you and shit, you always hear fucking how they're like the people who drew the shit always get butt fucked. And that shit just irritates the fuck out of me. So I know it's gonna happen. I know it's part of the fucking game, and you just, take the punches, choose your battles, as they say, and soldier on. But that's a shit number. Oh, the masks didn't do well. We sold $500 worth. All right, well, what's up after production costs? Oh, you owe us 2,000. Sweet, dude. Sweet. But yeah, it was not really like the companies and shit like that. It was just like haunters from across the world going and looking for stuff that they think would be neat for their haunted house that year. So not really what I expected. Uh you might actually do well there because of all the different fucking haunters, they need shirts for their fucking haunts, and that's a lot of fucking different people in that motherfucker. Plus, if this guy's selling Michael Myers shirts and shit, have them out there. People are just fucking buying shit. And with how goddamn expensive everything fucking was there, Joe, you'll get a lot of orders.
Well, it's something when you initially talked to me about going to this thing with you that I thought about. It's like, but I'm not good at the hard sell like you. I don't like to like, hey, here's what we can do for you. It's like if somebody comes and asks me, of course, I'm gonna give them the whole rundown and usually get their business. But it's a long time to be gone, man. I mean,
You do see a lot of different people though. So I mean, it's working. I'm not saying like, oh, it's working, but I mean it's working.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Yeah. Well, shit, you're doing it again next year, Tom. So good on you. Glad you
Yeah,
enough
it was
to
a learning experience for sure.
definitely, you're more prepared now for next year. You know, like what you did wrong, what you did right, and how to make it better, man.
Yeah, and all the people I talked to, it's just like, yeah, everybody kind of eats a dick the first year, and the same people go, so the same people get to know you and shit like that, and you just learn and do all that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go next year, and then I'll have a better gauge of, okay, is this one that I should keep doing? Because it's fucking weird, dude. Like, oh, he makes masks, but it's different when you've been spending fucking, I don't know, the first 14, 15 years of your career, like focusing on the collector market.
Yeah.
And then you've just been making stuff for that. And then the next 5 or so years, you've been fucking doing shit for a band, which is a different thing, still making masks, but a different thing. And I've had some haunted house stuff sprinkled in there, but I wouldn't say I'm a haunter, even though I'm sure some people would, because I've done this shit, worked at Phobia and did all that stuff. But yeah, just trying to take the stuff that was made for like collectors and display pieces and now sell it to fucking haunters and shit. It's like it's different shit. They want grimy, dirty looking fucking shit, not something that'll look fucking dope. I
Yeah.
buy a TV in a brightly lit room or whatever the fuck. So, I mean, definitely fucking learn shit for sure. And we'll see how it goes. It's just totally different fucking market for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I left anything out. Uh the people on both sides of me, both fucking cool as shit. The one dude, like yeah, I guess I could say there's like Brimstone and Cinder. They're probably gonna end up being like friends with us for a while. They're really cool people and hanging out. And then I think Caged Haunt or something. The dudes next to us, they were doing like costumes and shit. He was just like, man, thanks for just walking up and asking how we're doing and all that. Man, you're probably one of the nicest people we've ever been next to. Thank you, man. My head's like, oh shit, who the fuck were you next to, dog? You must have been next to some real assholes.
Well, I mean, we've done a couple of comic shows, and you know what a lot of those vendors are like. It's probably like along the same lines. People that just up their own ass. Don't fucking don't cross this line. This is my kind
Yeah.
of shitty people in especially the comic thing. And I imagine that one. It's a uh very niche, I guess, Haunter deal. I mean, I don't know, but you're telling me it wasn't just Haunter, so I don't know. It's strange. It sounds very strange, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it was a drinking crowd. I'll say that.
Good.
So, I mean, haunters are fun-loving people because they are fucking haunters after all. And I mean, it's an amusement park. It's a scary amusement park.
Hey,
I don't know how else to fucking say it. But, yeah, I learned a lot. That was the big thing. Didn't do a lot of drinking. Wanted to just play it. Stayed pretty baked the whole time. So
mm,
that was nice. And Saturday, it was just like, all right, tomorrow's the last day. It's only 4 hours. It's just going to be people picking up what the fuck they're doing, getting drunk.
yeah.
So had a few at the show, and then we went to this Mexican restaurant, dude. Holy
Hey,
shit. You would have been offended. This place was literally almost racist. It was fucking crazy. Not the same kind of Mexicans that are in Texas, dude. not the same kind of Mexican food. This shit was fucking goddamn. So, I had a couple Modelos. Think about 3 or 4. Dude, it was fucked up too. We had 8 or 12 people in the group that we went with. They didn't have a table to facilitate this many people. So, they pushed 2 tables together and everybody's good. So they did push 2 tables together, Joe, but it was like 2 round tables. So you had that stupid fucking shape in the middle. Everyone's sitting like this, dude. I ate 2 of the enchiladas, a little bit of rice, little bit of beans. That was like all I ate all day. And it was just like, this is just way too uncomfortable to fucking eat or do anything except be appalled by the blatant racism going on in this establishment. So we fuck off, go back to the hotel bar, just drink and drink and drink. And then old Chris is just like, hey, let's drink some whiskey. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that, man. I'll just stick to the beer. Every time I drink whiskey, it is not good.
Yeah.
But thank you. No, fuck it, I'm a man.
Damn right.
So oh, he says, all right, I'll get some shots. So these weren't like, your standard shots. These were, one of those shots that are in a rocks glass. So it's like half a fucking rocks glass filled up. And since we were dropping money in there, he fucking. That's all right. Thanks, man. Now let's be men about it and swish it around in your fucking mouth. So I'm fucking sitting there. Literally about that long. As soon as I swallowed it, I knew that was a terrible idea, Joe. So they closed the bar down, or I guess we closed the bar down, went outside. There were a couple gentle fellows out there, and one of the people we were hanging out with, he was just like, oh man, I wanna get a picture with them. I said, all right, let's go. And I was fucking drunk. I'm pretty sure I said something like, hey, juggalos, he thinks you look fucking awesome in your costumes and shit. We get a picture, and they couldn't be fucking happier. So I was like, all right, pull out your phone. So we stand behind them. They take the picture and shit, and we bullshit for a little bit. And I was like, hell yeah, good meeting you guys. Right on. Make sure to send me that picture. And then he did. And I thought he was the other dude we left. So I replied with like some kind of personal stuff that guy was feeling about the show. And I was just like, oh, sorry, show didn't go well for you. It wasn't what I was expecting either, but it was a learning experience. But it was nice meeting you and your wife. So I get an email or a message back, and it sound like, oh yeah, no problem, good seeing you. That wasn't my wife, it was my husband. I was just like, oh shit, I was talking to the wrong person. Sorry, dog, drunk as fuck. Didn't mean to offend you or anything. So always read who these messages and emails are coming from. Just because there's a picture of the person you think you're talking to doesn't necessarily mean that, you know. So yeah, there was that, and I don't know what the fuck happened. We were all done, everybody went their separate ways. I know Lori and I were in the room, and this is like 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure when, because we had that time change that same day. So I guess Lori said she was going to stay in the room. So I said, all right, I'm going to go back out and hang out. So I walk over to the host hotel, which is, a block and a half away, on, no, I mean, it's on the other side of the convention center and then down that road.
Were you
So
carrying
I'm,
a cooler with you?
excuse me?
Were you carrying a cooler of beers with you?
No, I had a beer in my hand that I just opened, and I had one in my back pocket. So no, I stumbled over there, seen a dude who stopped by, and it was cool. It was like the next generation of mask maker. He was talking to me, oh, inspiration, I love your shit, all that. I don't mean to play it off. Excuse me. I was just trying to get the burp out. So that's cool. I always appreciate that shit when the old youngins come over and say that shit. I want to say, don't do it. Just do it on the side. Find a well-paying job and keep this as a hobby. When your art becomes your work. Mm-mm-mm. So and then I talked to another couple dudes and a couple more gentle fellows. It was a weekend of interacting with gentle fellows, Joe. They love DWN Productions, probably because of the bright colors. Kids and gentle fellows. And Zooligans. That's my audience. A good mix. So the Irish too. So we were just bullshitting. The one dude who I was talking to mainly when they came up and looked at the shit, he was like in a really bad mood. I don't know what the hell was going on with him on the phone or whatever. And then the dude who looked like he was in a bad mood and mean mugging me was talking to me the whole time. So I didn't know what the fuck was up. Uh and then fucking their Uber came or something. I don't know. I was fucking drunk. So I finished that beer, went for the one in my back pocket, cracked that fucker open, took a sip, and it was popping. I almost fucking puked. I was so goddamn pissed. I didn't have another fucking beer.
That's right.
Yep. It was like drinking poison. It was fucked up. Dude, that ruined my whole rest of the night. Like I went home just thinking about everything. Man, this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm just plateauing. Everybody bitching. What the fuck is this? This isn't what I fucking expected. And then fucking just like it was bad. I got back into the room. It's like, oh, Lori, sorry, I didn't see your text till now. I was down there talking to children and gentle fellows. And I'm just like, oh, I'm spinning. Fuck all this shit. This is fucking bullshit. And then fucking, I'm just on the edge of the bed spinning like this, thinking about how I wasted my life and spent all this fucking time just in the shop and not with my family. Have a fucking anxiety attack, make myself puke in a bucket and pass out. Thank you, Lori, for hooking me up with that garbage bag in the trash can and making sure I didn't choke on my puke. It was fucked. Like the whole time, I'm just sitting there trying for my heart not to explode and just fucking go crazy. Just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. And then just making myself puke and trying to keep my brain in my fucking skull. Fuck whiskey, Joe. That's the that's the that's the lesson learned. Sometimes it's all right not to be a man.
Yeah. I learned that lesson with whiskey and whatever back in my 30s, luckily. But through some very bad experiences, it's okay to have a shot once in a while, but not a fucking
No, not at all. It is not.
ass and not, just fucking dump it, and it's usually you do that towards the end of the night before you're gonna go to bed, and that's it. That's gonna be that caps it off, done. And that's what I usually tell people, like, hey, okay, I'll do this, but then I'm going to bed, because I'm gonna fuck something up, and it's gonna be me that I fuck up. I might do damage to some other shit, but in the end, it's gonna be me. And
That's right, Joe, because it was daylight savings time. And I got about 2 hours worth of sleep until I was woken up in the clothes I was still wearing, saying, hey, you have to get down to the convention. So I went down there, still fucking drunk. Can't remember if I brushed my fucking teeth or not. And then, yeah, Sunday was just everybody getting their stuff, and it closed at 2. So it was just everybody breaking down, and that was a goddamn madhouse. And then we left the next morning, and again, like always on these things, if I gotta drive home the next morning, I'm fucking falling asleep. So I felt that, fished for all the iced tea and trail mix I could find, and just got home so I'd stay the fuck awake doing something. And eventually that passed, and we made it back, and now we're back here with Boy God, episode 404.
yeah, so those of you that are give a fuck about us, thanks for listening to all that. Those of you that didn't, I hope you fast forwarded, because the portion where we're going to start talking about movies again, and doing our little bits and stuff. But yeah, it does seem longer than a week and a half or whatever, since it seems like a long fucking time. Because I think the day after that we recorded last time, I watched Awakening of the Beast, continuing on with the Coffin Joe box set. Tom, uh, I've never seen this one before, and this is a fucking weird one. Okay, this starts out Coffin Joe, but he's not Coffin Joe. He's just his regular self here, and he's like playing a psychiatrist, and he's talking with a bunch of, they're at a bar, discussing drugs and how drugs contribute to sexual depravity. And so then everybody starts telling stories about people and drugs and sexual depravity. And the first segment, Tom, is just a bunch of hippies. They're, doing hippie shit, dressed stupid, playing the bongos or whatever. Some chick comes to hang out with them. She starts taking her clothes off, and they're all dancing around her. And it's real stupid. And it just leads up to her taking a shit in the pot and them watching her. But it's not graphic as I'm making it sound. They don't show anything, but it's heavily implied. And then there's another segment about a lady. She brings home a donkey, into her apartment or whatever. And then her husband, is like, hey, thanks. And he takes off with the donkey to imply that, she brought it home for him to fuck. And there's this slutty daughter there, and she starts fucking the butler. They have a butler in this little apartment, and the wife's just watching it. Again, not erotic, just kind of, the fuck is this? Then there's another story about a maid. She's doing an interview, to be a maid. I don't know what maid interviews go like, but the guy that's interviewing her, he's a big, fat, ugly fuck, and, he's like starting to come on to her, and she's thinking, well, wait a minute, do I gotta fuck this guy to get this job? And it's like, no, he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to watch somebody else fuck her while he continues to eat spaghetti or whatever. And then the last segment, it's the 4 people that they're going to give drugs to, and they want them to look at this Coffin Joe poster while they start to trip. And they do. They each start to trip, and it turns to color because the movie's been in black and white before that, but it's, they're tripping, so it's in color, and each one of them has like a segment with Joe, and I don't really remember, because it's been a while, and this wasn't really that good. This section is cooler than the other ones, but it goes on way too long. It's like the end of another movie we'll talk about later. It just kept going on and on. At first, you're like, that's pretty cool. And it's like, it was cool about 10 minutes ago, but still, no. And also, the thing that was good about this segment is that midway through the previous segment, the subtitle stopped working. So this is the infamous disc to where people were like, oh man, there's no subtitles, but there's no real dialogue in the last segment. Matter. But give it up to Arrow. Yesterday I had a package in the mail. I was like, I didn't order anything. So I got the replacement disc in, which is good, so I can watch the next movie for next week, The End of Man. But Awakening of the Beast, if you're a Coffin Joe completist and got to see all his shit, then I guess you got to see it, but I can't recommend it. It's not good.
And so far, this box set doesn't sound like the greatest.
Right. The three actual Coffin Joe movies I like, but since
go back and listen to your reviews. I think you really liked one of them, and the rest were, it was fine.
Probably. I'll take your word for 10 minutes, 10% remaining on my battery, Tom. That's not over the charger here.
Hey, fingers crossed. Joe, while I was in old STL, I watched a movie that was recommended because I was watching all those Shaw Brothers movies called Seeding of a Ghost. Have you heard of this?
Heard of this, but have not seen it.
Do you know what it's about?
Fucking a ghost, I would think, by the title.
It actually kind of is, but it's more about putting sperm in a fucking corpse to make
fertilization for a corpse, then.
Yeah, to do a old black magic ritual. This movie's fucking wild. Not as good as The Boxer's Omen, but it's fucking ridiculous and wild. This dude's wife's cheating on him, and then she gets beat up and murdered. Not really murdered, or she gets beat up, other R-worded, and instead of getting R-worded again, she trips or jumps off a roof. Take it however the fuck you want. But it wasn't on shitty ass fucking garbage fucking sets that you've seen 100 times before. It didn't look like it was shot in the fucking 1950s trying to be some cutesy fucking shit. It wasn't a bullshit movie, which is fucking weird because that Shaw Scope Volume 2 could jump in a fucking river. And this is this is Shaw Brothers shit, and it's like an actual fucking movie, Joe. I can't believe it. Wild fucking shit. Towards the end, it gets fucking wild with a bunch of fucking goofy looking puppets and monster gore effects and shit. It's wild and crazy, Joe. If you like wild and crazy bullshit, this is some wild and crazy bullshit. Seeding of the Ghost, put your dick in it.
Tom, I watched the I think this movie's from the 70s. Yeah, why not? It's called 3 Days of the Condor. And it is based on a book called 6 Days of the Condor or something like that. And I guess they figure when they made the movie, it's like, fuck, this shouldn't take 3 days. We can do 6 days. We can do it in 3. So it stars Robert Redford. And he works for the CIA, but he's not a secret agent or anything. What he does is read books, and through the books tries to find like hey, this shit could actually work in real life. Let me send a report, to them, and they can start using this, or they can tell me to go fuck myself. Either way, I get to read books all day and then write reports on them. Uh, One day, it's his turn to get lunch for everybody in the office, so he fucks off to the local delicatessen, and while he's there, some dudes bust in the office and just shoot everybody. They shoot the fuck out of everybody. It's a really good scene, and they're just killing everybody. It's old Max von Sydow that's running that whole thing, and he comes back and sees everybody dead, and it's all fucked. He's scared, and he like runs out of there, like somebody's chasing him or whatever. He calls like the people that he works for, and they're telling him, well, okay, go over here, wait over here, we're gonna come get you. The guy comes to get him, and that guy's trying to kill him too. So it's like, who can you trust, Tom? Who can you trust? And what will be left of your trust? I don't know. But he figures, well, I got to find some place to hide that nobody will know where I am. He sees, I forgot what this lady's name is, but he kidnaps her at gunpoint, takes her to her apartment, and it's just like, hey, I just need to sleep a little while, but I'm gonna like hold you like this and keep the gun to your head while we sleep. Okay, is that fine? Like, yeah, that's cool. Whatever. She warms up to the guy. Fuck. Which is just ridiculous, and then the next morning, over coffee, she decides she's going to help him. He's going to figure out what's going on. And then he does, he figures out, he traces it back to this guy. Max von Sydow still trying to kill him. But then it turns out Max von Sydow kills the guy that orchestrated it all because, hey, Max von Sydow's got new orders, and it just kind of ends like that. It's a big cat and mouse. I guess you'd put it in the cat and mouse genre, Tom. It's a fucking good movie. It's I don't know, it kept my interest except for that shit where he fucks the chick, or she fucks him or whatever. It's like, what's going on here? Now she's like falling for the guy that held her at gunpoint and just kidnapped her, and weird shit. Fucked up. But I would say is a really good movie. Just like, because that's mind-boggling, you just always come back to that no matter what, at the end, and they're doing the big reveal, and I'm still like, why'd she fuck him? What's going on here? It makes no sense. But otherwise, 3 Days of the Condor, good movie, but weird.
Recommend to Tom and Jerry fans?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Joe.
Yeah.
You like me, we see another guy that we know, we say, hey, what's up there? Let me fucking kiss you.
No, don't.
What?
I'm not Italian.
Oh, shit. I thought, what? Oh, no, you're not Mexican, are you? Hey there, Joe. I watched the hit motion picture Goodfellas. Hey, we were Goodfellas, wise guy. Oh, he's Irish, but don't worry about that shit.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a good fella.
Now you got your chance, bud. Now you got your chance. I'm sure I'm the last person to watch this movie.
I think so.
So do I need to go into what it's about? It's about a half an Irish guy becoming mobbed up and being he starts out as a runner, and then he's a robber, and he gets mixed up with murder, and everything goes all crazy. And it stars Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino. Why did I watch this, Joe?
Because
I'll tell.
you were at the hotel and it was on?
No. I recently watched, not recently, but I've been watching every episode of Tales from the Crypt, which you can find a review for on this episode. Go to the or this channel, BOYGOB YouTube, whatever. Go to the playlist. I think I don't fucking. I've been drinking. Anyways, Joe Pesci was in an episode, and he was fucking awesome. I was fucking laughing my balls off watching this little midget fuck act. So I was just like, all right, what else has he been in besides 8 heads in a duffel bag? So I was just like, fuck. I guess it's time to watch Goodfellas. He was pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
A lot funnier in that Tales from the Crypt episode. But he had some good shit in this one. I grew up with some people who spoke like these people did, Joe. And every time they did, I would laugh. Because it brought back memories. And, like that's kind of where I get my humor from. Just making fun of how ridiculous it is that people would actually fucking speak like this. Like it's fucking nothing. And that shit's funny. Because again, it's fucking ridiculous. So every time they'd say, oh, hey, fucking laughed. I had a good fucking laugh and said, love you, miss you. Good stuff.
There's a lot of food in this movie as well.
There's a lot of what?
Food.
Oh, like, there is. Yeah, because they're big fat wops.
Right. They're always cooking something or grilling something or, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck could be said about this movie that hasn't been said before by people who actually give a fuck about it and shit. It's funny. It's worth a watch. I don't see it as this fucking epic fucking one of the greatest movies ever made. But I was entertained. There's some good shit in it before. There's some good shit in it. Would recommend if you're interested.
Yeah, it's among mob movies, I think it's pretty damn good. He followed that up, Martin Scorsese, I think, right? He followed that up with Casino, which I like a little better.
Yeah, I was told to watch that one.
Yeah, more people like Goodfellas more, but I think Casino has some much better performances and shit. So, yeah, stick on
Doesn't a motherfucker get their head crushed or something in Casino?
There's some shit like that. Yeah, just give it a watch. It's worth a watch. If you'd like this, I guess it's not really your bag, your mobster stuff. You might get offended or whatever, but
PTSD. Oh.
Yeah, but that one also has some laughs.
It is, as they say, on the list.
All right. Well, Tom, speaking of Martin Scorsese, and since it's Oscar time, or it was, I watched...
Hold up, Joe. Hold up. Sorry. Did it, guys. We did it.
What did they win exactly?
Visual effects. Mm-hmm. So the actual Godzilla won the Oscar. And the dude who did the visual effects and shit, he was the director too. But that's fucking dope. I know you don't give a fuck. But having Godzilla be like, God damn, that's fucking awesome.
Well, that bodes well for the new Godzilla v Kong.
With Lil Pongo.
Yeah.
He's got that sweet ass power glove. Hell yeah, that shit's not gonna be fucking garbage at all. He's all grayed out like us too now. That shit looks so fucking dumb, but I'm gonna watch it like an idiot.
Oh, yeah, so Oscar time. So I watched Killers of the Flower Moon, Tom. This is 3-hour, 25-minute movie. It's a long fucking movie. I've read the book, so I already knew the story. This is about the Osage Nation. They're natives, Tom. Natives is the word I was looking for. Yes, indigenous.
Not Indian.
Right, not Indian at all. Indigenous peoples. They did something really bizarre when they sent them to the reservation. They secured the mineral rights to the land now, and it turned out this land was just fucking filled with oil. So they were like the richest people in the nation at one point. But hey, the government's got to step in a little. It's like, hey, look, you folks aren't smart enough to handle money. You don't know what it's like. So you're each going to have a sponsor, and they're going to allow you an allowance, and this is what you can spend, and you got to go ask them if you can do this or that. And in the meantime, like, a bunch of white people were flooding into the town and marrying these indigenous folks and then killing them off in one way or another, poisoning them or whatever, so they could get the land rights. And that's what this movie's about. This one guy comes back to town, his uncle, he says, hey, you need to marry this girl here. And he's slowly poisoning her. In the meanwhile, it shows other people that are dying or getting killed. Finally, the government sends some people to investigate. And this movie got a lot of praise, Tom. A lot of praise. And it's okay. That's all right. One of the young indigenous ladies that plays the lead, she was nominated for an Academy Award. And all I heard was like, God, her performance, you got to watch. She's sick in bed through most of the fucking movie, not doing anything but looking sick. That's not a great performance to me. But whatever. What the fuck do I know, right?
Firewater hangover.
She's diabetic, Tom. That's not funny.
Oh shit! Rest in peace, her feet.
Right, could lose her feet. And that's how Leonardo DiCaprio, also an Italian guest with that name, is he's poisoning her insulin, Tom. The devious fuck. But usually I think his performances are okay. But in this one, he just got this scowl on his face all the time. He's like this the whole movie, Tom. And he just looks stupid.
Does he talk like that too?
Yep. It sure does. I do love you. Yeah, but I don't want no harm to come to you. Yeah, he sucks. He sucks in it. He made me laugh just seeing his face doing that scowl. Robert De Niro, also an Italian. He is very, very good. And I don't like the guy because he's always talking politics and nobody wants to hear this shit. Just go do your movies and shut the fuck up. But when he wants to be on, he's really good. He's good in this. Brendan Fraser, who's had a resurgence, Tom. He's in this. He's got a real small role. He's fat. So I thought that shit, somebody told me that was fake in that movie, The Whale. I haven't seen it. But no, if either
you've seen the fucking posters.
Yeah,
the guy ain't that fucking fat.
No, he's not as fat in this movie, but he's still fat, And he's doing this ridiculous. This guy sucks.
He's more of a manatee in this one.
Now you listen here, young boy. Really exaggerated, like what I guess an Oklahoman accent. What is still a.
You know what we call Oklahomans here, don't you?
Okay. I don't. He's good. It captures everything that the book. Just the highlights of the book, the main meat of the story. But it's. I watched it once. I can't recommend it to anybody unless you got a lot of time, like you're bedridden for a little bit and like fuck.
You got diabetes, slowly getting poisoned.
poisoning your insulin, and all you can do is lay there. Yeah, give it a watch. Otherwise, watch it in increments. Like watch like 15 minutes and go do some shit. Come back to it. Take like a week to watch it or something. I don't know. Academy Awards, man, that's some lousy shit. Fuck them all.
Yeah, it is. It is lame shit. And I stopped watching the new, like, the winning movies. Like, yeah, it's just all lame shit, but still, Godzilla winning, it's fucking awesome, Joe.
That, and then like they added more movies to like the main category too, and it's like,
No, they do that fucking often. Where it's like, oh, we're fucking. I was gonna say something that you can't. Well, I mean, you can say it, but oh, we're just gonna add 18 movies, and like they've done that for a while.
I think I got to move to the Charger, see if I can make this work, Tom.
I believe in you, Joe. And you know what else I believe in?
Love.
DWNProductions.net. Masks, bus, props, custom work. If you want dope shit, DWNProductions.net. That was something I was doing when I was drunk too. That one night at old Transworld. I was saying, just walking by people. I'm like, hey, you like dope shit? We'll get to that in a minute. And then head on over to Fast Custom Shirts. Hundreds and hundreds of t-shirt designs, all reasonably priced. If you need t-shirts made, why wouldn't you go to fastcustomshirts.com? Just look at that name, Fast Custom Shirts. What else do you need? 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I promise you.
If you
Joe?
need shirts, let's see, how can I do this?
You can just leave it like that and make it look like you're looking down at the people in a grave.
I'm looking down at all of them, Tom.
Oh shit. Joe must have hit his camera. Hopefully he will remember that he might be gone. Let's hope not. But I could go back to Fast Custom Shirts, or I could talk about what I was just then. So Saturday, while I was smashed, I was just fucking walking back. I think Lori was with me at this time too. Yeah, yeah. And my thing that I thought was cute was just the people we passed. Hey, you into dope shit? Some people were just like, no, I don't want to buy anything. Leave me alone. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. So are you into dope shit? I was getting mad. They weren't replying. But the cool motherfuckers, they were just like, yeah, I like dope shit. And I was just like, hell yeah, man. And then that was it. So we were passing one dude in the hallway to go to the hotel. And I was like, hey, man, you like dope shit? He was like, hell yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, that's it, man. And we just gave each other a fist bump, had a good night. And he says, hey, man. It's like, yeah, that was fucking awesome. Right on. So never, ever be afraid to ask people if they like dope shit. All right, Joe? So if we learned anything this week, it was if shit goes down, turn the water off on the outside of the house. And this includes like a pipe breaking on your outside of the house from like a fucking freeze or just being an old pipe. And never be afraid to ask people if they like dope shit. Hey, Joe, you like dope shit?
Yeah, I like dope shit, Tom.
Let me ask you this. You got any more movies?
Yeah, I think I do. Where'd my list go?
Over by the table.
Oh, what about you, Tom? You got any more movies?
Joe? I don't.
So since I'd already watched one long movie that was fucking long, I decided to watch another one. This one's called Melancholia. Have you heard of this, Tom?
I think so.
So this is from a director, an acclaimed director, Lars von Trier, some shit like that. He's Danish, but
Yeah, those people praise this guy.
so he's made some movies that I did not like one called Antichrist, not good.
Is
It's
that about Marilyn Manson?
about a guy that chops his dick off or gets his dick.
No, no. Oh, fuck. I hope that wasn't Joe saying, "Oh, my phone died and now I can't do the show." But, Joe watched this movie. It was called Melancholia, and I could only assume it was about the Smashing Pumpkins and or their fans. What the fuck do they call fans of the Smashing Pumpkins? Pardon me. You would think in that brief couple seconds I had to think of something, I would have, but I didn't, because I'm a dim-witted fuck. Anyways, I wish I had something to say about that movie, but I don't. I wish I had a fucking movie to talk about, but I'm tapped the fuck out. Before we left on our excursions and what have you, I watched a movie called The Aftermath, and it was supposed to be like this so bad it's good vanity project, and it was just a boring ass piece of shit that fucking sucked, and that's why I didn't bring it up on the show last time. I can't even think about why it sucked or if there was anything I hated or anything. It was just fucking bullshit. The movie, no bueno. No, no bueno. I guess I'm just going to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man, episode 198. In this, oh, Joe's back, so I guess fuck, you were this close from not having to fucking talk about Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
But you came back, Joe. I was just talking about nothing, hoping you were going to come back.
I did. I just have to hold my phone this way so it continues to charge, I guess. Uh, yeah, so Melancholia. This chick gets married. She's Kirsten Dunst. Kristen
Can I
Dunst.
stop you quick?
Yeah.
Do
Why not?
you see a thing on the screen that says live viewer comments?
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck do I get rid of that? Because we don't have any live comments and it's covering up DWNProductions.net.
I don't
Fuck
know.
it, Joe. Talk about your goddamn movie and I'll go fuck myself.
How about that? Um, what was it? Oh yeah, Melancholia. Oh shit, what happened there? All right, I'm back. Uh, yeah, Melancholy. Man, this episode sucks.
No, it's pretty good. Especially when all the bullshit's edited out.
This chick's getting married, uh, and I guess her brother-in-law super rich, so he's got like some castle and like golf course or stuff, and she's getting married there. And her mom and dad are there. And her dad just likes to party, and her mom's just like a complete bitch. And they show up late. They show up late to their own wedding, Tom. And so her brother-in-law.
Man, you know what I don't like?
Hmm.
People showing up late to weddings.
Yeah, it happens though. It happens. It seems to be like it's a common occurrence. Um, well, anyway, it turns out she doesn't even want to be married. You know, her boss is there, and her boss is like, "Hey, we need a." She writes taglines, I guess, for an advertising agency, and he wants a tagline for this new account they got, big account, and she's like, "Hey, I'm
Damn, Pax, is it in you?
yeah." Um, anyway, he introduces her. Hey, this is the guy that's gonna take your job because I'm promoting you. You know, you're gonna be art director or whatever. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And she ends up fucking that guy there that night, her wedding night. You know, tells her boss, hey, I quit. I'm done with you. Tells her husband, her new husband, I don't want to be with you. Never did. Uh, and then we find out, Tom, she's just really depressed. She's a depressed young lady. And that's her perspective. Then we switch to her sister's perspective. And her sister's like really scared because, hey, it turns out there's a planet drifting through space and it's going to come very close to Earth. And she's like, no, it's going to hit us. It's going to hit us. I gotta get some pills that way I can kill myself before it hits us. But, her husband assures her, no, it's not going to hit us. It's going to come close. This is going to happen. And the planet does. It goes by the Earth, but then it circles back around, Tom, and it's going to hit them anyway. And it does. And that's the end. This movie sucks. It also is over 2 hours. I think it's like 2 hours, 23 minutes. Not good. Just a complete waste of time. Yeah, and it is considered one of his best films. Of course it is. Of course it is. And people believe it. And they say, yeah, it is. It's great. No, it's not. Somebody told you again that it's great, or you read a review that said it's great, and you're just parroting what they said. There's no way anybody likes this shit. I won't believe it. If somebody tells me they do, they're fucking with me, and I'm not going to buy it. Melancholy. Fuck this movie. I can't even say it. I'm so pissed at it.
Yeah, like I said, I think I might have heard of this, but I was thinking it was like some maybe like 90s art house movie
Oh, it's
drama
definitely
thing.
art. Yeah.
Yeah. Just doesn't sound like it would be sci-fi or whatever the fuck.
It's about the end of the world, and it's boring as shit. How can you make that boring?
I guess it's just the end of the world as we know it.
Mm. No. My pipes don't feel fine.
Yeah.
My water heater. Oh, it does look nice.
Well, let me ask you something there, Joe.
Hey, Tom.
You into doing a little Shermanizing?
Shermanize. Sure. I've been known to Shermanize.
You want to whack the attack or
If I
maybe
can,
fuck?
if I can find it on the cheap, or if a friend keeps pushing me to do it, bound to break down.
Mm. Well, luckily here at old T-Shirt Joe's Fast Custom Podcast, sponsored by DWNProductions.net, we have ourselves a little bit of a basketball Jones. So this movie fit in perfectly. What movie? Oh, the Rudy Ray Moore classic, The Disco Godfather.
Ooh, that's a nice shirt.
It is, and you can get one of those at fastcustomshirts.com. But don't forget about DWN Productions. Anyways, The Disco Godfather. This is the fourth Rudy Ray Moore movie, and it goes in a bit of a different direction, and it kind of a different movie.
A PG direction.
Yeah. So Petey Wheatstraw didn't do great. It was okay, but it didn't do great. So old Rudy Ray Moore's business partner said, "Hey, we got to go in a different direction." And I found this new director, and I think he should make the movie. So J. Robert Wagner was the new director they brought in. From what I read and heard, Cliff Rockmore, the director of the previous two movies, he was all right with it because, he was a first time director getting his shot. So now Rudy's doing the same, bringing in another first time director, giving him the shot. But if you ask J. Robert Wagner, no, everybody hated me. I was segregated. It was me against everybody. So two different sides. Original script, J. Robert Wagner did. It wasn't like Rudy Ray Moore said, "What? What is this? We need 13 scenes. Go back and write me a movie with 13 scenes." So old Cliff Rockmore said, "Hey, I could do it." So he took the guy's script and then rewrote it to the specifications. And then they went off and made this anti drug movie about not Dolomite and going out and cleaning up the streets from angel dust at day and being a flamboyant club disco owner at night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think if I am all the questions on why this movie was made, to get Rudy Ray Moore in a different direction and hopefully get him a little more mainstream. And so that's why this is the movie that it is. You got any questions? Did I miss anything that probably should have been said?
Yeah, he owns a disco.
Oh, no, I'm saying about like the making of the movie before we get into talking about it.
Oh, no.
Joe, tell us all about the Disco Godfather.
Okay, so we were brought in, we're shown the disco, and it's like, hey, there's a lot of people dancing there, and then oh shit, here comes the Disco Godfather. He comes dancing down the line, doing moves. He's dancing, kind of a lot like Dolomite. He reminds me a lot of Dolomite, but he's not. He's got a different name. This guy's name's Carter or some shit.
And it should be said when Dolomite dances at the beginning, Rudy Ray Moore couldn't dance. So all the close ups of him actually dancing is the superstar Mr. Motion, Jimmy Lynch.
um, he was also a cop before he went into the disco business. So, but he's like living the good life, and he loves his nephew. His nephew's a prospect for the NBA, but
His nephew, Bucky.
His nephew Bucky, yeah. But like all of us, Bucky has a friend that is probably not the best of friends. That is a bit of a bad influence, and Bucky's friend, he likes the whack, which is another name for angel dust, which has
PCP.
been on the streets a lot. And well, Bucky finally breaks down, gives it a shot, comes in the disco, makes an ass of himself, strips down, starts playing basketball, imaginary basketball. But and I don't remember. I saw this like, I don't know, weeks ago. It feels like. But does he start seeing demons too, or is it
Yeah,
lady?
he freaks out.
Yeah.
He starts freaking out, and then everybody's getting worried. Old Tucker, he does the classic line, "Where is Bucky and what has he had? Somebody call a bambulance." That's also a fucking good line. So, yeah, Bucky's all fucked up on Sherm, and the ambulance comes out, and holy shit, what's his nuts? Jerry Jones is back. Fuck yeah. They worked out whatever the fuck was going on. And now Jerry Jones is back to be a fucking doctor. And he runs a fucking Sherm clinic that's dealing with all these people whose brains are fucked up from PCP. And he just tells us about the dangers of PCP. He's like, hey, look at this lady over here. She fucking cooked up her baby as a ham and shit. And hey, look at that guy. He's fucking crazy and white. All these people took PCP. It's fucking crazy. And Tucker goes,
movie. It's funny shit. That whole segment. Um, I liked it.
You know why you like it, Joe? This is a pretty entertaining movie. So, old Tucker, not Dolomite, learns about all this shit, and I gotta go on a crusade against angel dust. So he does. He gets the town together at this old Attack the Whack rally, and Carol Speed fucks up her line so goddamn bad, and I guess they only had one fucking take. Because why wouldn't you? You like even if you don't know the line, that doesn't sound what fucked up. And then it's just old Tucker going against and fighting motherfuckers to get to the main dude who's all right. So we didn't get to like the actual plot of this movie, but there's a bad dude who wants to have his own basketball team, but nobody wants to play basketball for him. So he gets these prospects fucked up on PCP, and then he's going to form his own team of all these fucking people who are fucked up on PCP who fucked up their chances of getting in the NBA. So that's like his, you come with me, you're going to be the next Harlem Globetrotters, but you can smoke PCP and shit, I guess. I don't know what other teams these motherfuckers would play, but they're just gonna fucking pool shark people out of some fucking street ball, I guess. Yeah, Howard Jackson shows up at one fucking time. Oh, this is an angel dust fight? And then he starts fucking doing karate moves just so he could be in the fucking movie.
Uh, Actually, his fight scenes they look good. You know, they're that's some all right shit there.
If I remember, he was what's his nuts? Chuck Norris's bodyguard.
Makes sense because in what was it? Shit, maybe the first one. A lot of the people that were in it doing the fight scenes, they were from Chuck Norris's school. They're given credit in the credits.
Yeah, that's the place that they shot in. They were going scouting, looking for a place that they could have that scene, and Howard Jackson's like, "Hey, I'm Howard Jackson." And then yeah, Rudy Ray Moore ends up getting a fucking taste of some PCP and has dreams about fucking his mom and fucking his aunt or his auntie. Sorry.
Definitely shows the horror of a PCP user, and yeah, it just I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but it doesn't end on a happy note.
I mean, it ends like every other fucking Rudy Ray Moore movie.
Brings you down at the end. It's like God damn, you know. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's entertaining as shit. It's probably my second favorite fucking Rudy Ray Moore movie behind The Human Tornado.
They definitely having the PG rating. It's the scenes where everybody's on PCP. That shit's funny. That's real fun. They did stretch the last with not Dolomite, you know, being strung out. Like that went on forever. That went on forever. Yeah, but overall it's good. Some of the big bads that he fights, they're funny as shit. You know, there's one doing that whole sumo stomp and everything. That's great.
He looks like the motherfucker from Cruising who comes in just slapping that fuck around. Probably was the same guy. He's a working actor. But yeah, it's good shit for sure. Again, just like all the Rudy Ray Moore movies, watch them. They're fucking entertaining as hell. If you've never seen them, Watch all these four in one night. Get your friends together, get some legal marijuana and some alcohol, preferably beer if you're of legal drinking age, and watch these four core Rudy Ray Moore movies in one night. It'll be a night you will remember for the rest of your life, even if you like the movies or not. They're good shit, man. They really are.
Still have my Xenon DVD. I think I gave the VHS, so she could show it to my grandson at some point, and carry on this legacy of Rudy Ray Moore fandom.
Yeah, it's good shit. Uh Now I guess we're gonna get into the weeds and we'll do Shaolin Dolomite.
Never seen, so this is gonna be something new for me.
I'm not gonna say shit then, and we'll just unpack whatever Shaolin Dolomite is next week then. Joe, swinging in to another amazing issue of Spider-Man, episode 198. In this one,
That in Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man's teamed up with the Guardians of the Galaxy to fight Hammer and Anvil. It sucked. In Spectacular Spider-Man's. Oh, remember that guy that was living in that like ghetto town with brain thing, and he was absorbing brain shit? Or
no.
the Mind Worm.
Oh shit, I remember that name.
So he's back in this one, and he's playing mind games with Spider-Man's, but it's all a dream. And the Mind Worm was just getting Spider-Man's to help him in his dream to break a psychic. And now he's okay. He's not evil anymore.
So it was pretty good.
I don't know. It's like, did I like this or not? I don't know.
Seems like you really fucking liked it, dog.
Neither one of these have any. I think this one was written by like a guest writer, so maybe that it was better than the fare that I've been reading. But yeah, we're back to Spider-Man's number 198.
Hell yeah.
Marv Wolfman and Noel Shima. And who's doing the inks? Mooney?
Paul
And,
Mooney.
hmm.
So in this one, Spider-Man just got his ass beat by the Kingpin before he retired. And we cut to the old retirement home for olds. And it turns out that guy wasn't a doctor. He was Rey Mysterio the whole time, the original one. So, like, fucking, it's good that, I mean, his sheen fucking sucks, but it is Spider-Man. And it is based on stupid ass street level fucking petty crime bullshit. So Mysterio's gimmicks like, I'm gonna rob these olds of their jewels.
Mysterio, we thought he was dead, remember? He died. It turns out he'd faked his death. And yeah, he'd just been pretending old home director, and he's been ripping off a good scam. $1 million, 8 million, I think he said, doing that shit. But his dialogue is weird. He's talking like he's some kind of professor or big brain or something.
Well, he's been working as a doctor for so long, keeping up that facade. That's just kind of how he speaks now.
All right, I'll give you that.
It's like, when you first get into hip hop and you start talking like an urban, and then you can't get out of it because that's just how you talk now.
Yeah, and he comes from the movie industry, so he's a method actor. Is what you're saying? Okay.
No, it's more of fuck around and find out. Keep doing it. Hey, if you keep making that face, it's gonna stay like that.
Ooh, don't let somebody slap you on the back.
So, anyways, fucking Mysterio and Spider-Man go at it. A bunch of fucking and sucking. Mysterio overpowers him, chains into a bottom of a pool, and once again, Spider-Man has to go up against his greatest foe, rising water.
Spider
Find out what happens.
arm, by the way, right?
Yep.
Okay, subplot with J. Jonah Jenkins. He he's just pissed, and he's like, "Hey, fuck you! Don't tell me to have a vacation. I'm J. Jonah Jameson. Fuck you, fuck Spider Man. Everybody's against me." And he has a heart attack or a panic attack or something.
Starts puking in a fucking bucket, asking what he's doing with his life, shitting out Emo's pizza.
Yeah, and I could relate to him also in this whole. It's like, he starts lashing out at the woman that loves him, and anything to do, but
Again, sorry, I can be a real fucking dickhead and I don't mean to.
sometimes people
I
do.
love you. Not you, Joe. I like you.
Oh,
But
you love me too, you fuck.
if you were a lady, but it's I'm very insecure about my masculinity, so I can't tell another man I love him. Plus, you've been noticing this the last couple years. Like dudes are telling each other they love them.
Yeah,
Like that's just a thing that happens now.
I got a lot of friends that do that on the regular, and that's like, hey, you don't have to say it back. Well, good.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, man, you're cool too. Thank you. Sorry, I secretly want to suck cocks.
Hmm.
That's why. Oh, it's just fucking weird. I don't get it. I hate more than I love.
But yeah, that's it. We're closing in on issue 200. We'll see. We'll see if we continue this fucking bit after that.
It'll be fucking great because by the time we hit issue 112 or whatever it is, we can sync it up and both watch Madam Web. It's going to be fucking awesome.
What the fuck happened?
I could say, oh shit.
There we go.
Yeah, I could say something, or I'm just going to drink.
Ah, fuck.
All right. So, what the fuck is it now? A list?
Yeah, it's a list.
Yeah,
Back.
we already talked about Disco Godfather. Do you have any trouble with this list, Joe?
No, I looked up Rudy Ray Moore songs and listened to a few of them and said, "Hey, this sounds okay."
Yeah, I was hoping this would have gave you some stuff to listen to on the old plane and in the shop this week, and you could get a good feel for Rudy Ray Moore's catalog. But that's all right, because we've been doing the Rudy Ray Moore movies, and he was a singer too. So I figured, hey, let's delve into his songs, even though we can't play any unless you listen to the audio version at boygob.com. Then you love our outro song. Joe, what's our list this week?
Tom selected the top 5 Rudy Ray Moore songs. And like I said, I had to look these up and see, listen to a few, and it's like, hey, that's all right. I was like, oh, that's not a song, that's a bit. Wait a minute, that's not a song, that's a bit. But one that is a song, but not quite a song because it has no lyrics, is Willie Green. And this is just an instrumental, and it's good. It's catchy shit, I wouldn't mind having that playing in the background as I'm screening a few shirts here and there.
My number 5, I don't know if it's called Hot Nuts or if it's called Peanut Man, but it's funny. Hot nuts, hot nuts, hot nuts, I say. I'm your peanut man. And then, he gets a little vulgar and it's a little good stuff. Good stuff. Hot nuts / peanut man. I'm your peanut man and hot dog man. Good stuff. If you like Rudy Ray Moore yelling, this is the song for you.
My number 4, not sung by Rudy Ray Moore, but it came up as a Rudy Ray Moore song, so it counts. And that is Petey Wheatstraw, which is also the theme to the movie Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law. And I have this album, so it's not just some bullshit. I actually like this song, Petey Wheatstraw, and that's it. That's over and over and over and over.
Devil's son-in-law.
Yeah.
I tell you something.
Mm-hmm. So take a shot of whiskey, slosh it in your mouth every time they say Petey Wheatstraw.
Yeah, I mean, if we were doing our favorite fucking songs from Rudy Ray Moore's movies, that'd be a pretty good pick. I like it.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I don't, again, we've talked about this. I'm not the biggest music guy, so maybe these aren't the name of the songs. I wrote down Hurts Me, or maybe it's Say Goodbye, but it's pretty good. It's Rudy Ray Moore singing about having to leave a dude, probably, and how it hurts him.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before when it came out, and in the news, that new rumors are going around that Rudy Ray Moore is a gentle fellow.
About his sensuality. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching the Disco Godfather again, I was like, yeah, probably. Hurts Me / Say Goodbye to You, maybe number 4.
All right. At number 3, also from a film we just watched. I don't know if this song was on the film, but the song is called Put Your Weight on It. And him just saying put your weight on it, and it's put to music, like really, really good music. They use that I forgot what kind of electric piano it's called. There's a specific name for this, but
A Shermanizer.
it's Shermanizer, yes. And yeah, it's the music on it's great. So fuck yeah.
That would have been sweet if you could have listened to some actual Rudy Ray Moore songs.
Well, take a drink of whiskey every time it says put your weight on it. Slosh it around in your mouth a little.
Hell yeah, like a man.
Mm. Dummy.
My number 3, The Great Pretender. Pretty good. It's about Rudy Ray Moore saying, hey. Oh my God. Yep, they were right. The Great Pretender. Number 3.
At number 2, Tom, this is a duet. And it is The Ballad of a Boy and Girl. And I don't know who he's singing with, but it's a pretty good duet. It reminds me a lot of Misbehavin'. That line's a song, where it's just kind of a back and forth between the two. It's good. Good shit.
Number 2, the classic, the BOYGOB classic, Some might say it's an outro song, only here for a little while. Audio listeners, stay tuned. It's coming up, just like always.
Mm.
And Joe does not have that listed because he doesn't listen to the podcast or know what the fuck the intro and outro shit for the podcast feed is.
It's not
But if he
what
did, it
oh,
probably would have made the list because he would have known a song.
at number one, Tom. The Rudy Ray Moore classic, the best song he ever sang. Ring a ling dong.
A ring a ding dong, a ring a ding dong ding, ring a ding dong, ring a ding dong ding, ring a ding dong, ring a ding dong ding. Play them wedding bells for me. One of the biggest regrets that I have was not adding that to the fucking wedding playlist.
Yeah, you fucked up, dude.
I did, dude. I think about that often.
Mm, mm.
Hell yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
It is. It's catchy.
Let's hear you bang it out like that.
So he goes, ring a ling a ding dong, ring a ling a dong, ring a ling a dong.
What does he do?
Hey, man, I only heard it once.
Joe? My number one is from the hit motion picture, The Human Tornado. And it is the title track, Human Tornado, which he also worked into his act that he wasn't singing, and we were all supposed to pretend like this wasn't a song, but it's all right. It's terrific, Joe. And you know what else is terrific? Us having a mystery list next week because you don't have a list prepared. So head on over to dwnproductions.net. Masks, bus, props, pardon me, custom work. You got it. Fast custom shirts. Joe, take it away.
FastCustomShirts.com. Head on over and peruse the several pages of shirts upon shirts upon shirts to choose from, or contact me. Send me an email at fastcustomshirts@gmail.com. If you need custom work, we'll get it done for you.
Still on Tubi, hasn't been taken down yet. So if you want to watch one of my movies and you're watching this around the time it was uploaded, get to it.
Yeah, as somebody mentioned on one of my posts, hey, Tom should remake that movie. Well, he did. Go watch Race War, the
That's
remake.
right. That's right. And I did have somebody come by the table, Joe, and they did an interview with me. And I hit them with the shit, just going through my spiel, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you check this shit out. You get them, hit them with the BOYGOB, and you got these badass masks and shit. Then you check out dwnproductions.net, hit them with the fast custom shirts, check that out, and then go to boygob.com. That's all you need. Got them. So, everybody, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this extra girthy episode, and we'll be back
Hope you
regular.
like that shit.
Well, hey, man, you like dope shit?
Dope
I hope
shit.
so, fuckface. Hell yeah. So, regular schedule, we're going to record Sunday night like usual. We're not?
Will not. I will be out of town. I am leaving on Thursday. I will be back Monday.
So, are we recording Monday night or
We
Tuesday?
can record Monday night, but hopefully I've seen everything by then.
All right. So, hey, we'll see everybody Tuesday. And until then, boy, God.